Well, it's Christmas in the month of May. You say, dude, the schedule's out. Oh my, Alex,
it's like Santa Claus dropped 272 presents on us.
This is insane. Santa Claus is buff right now. This is his off-season time. But you know what? He said, gifts galore. We'll give you some stuff here. The NFL schedule just dropped, and we're here to break it down all the way possible, at least for the national attention matchups. Hello, everyone. I'm Chase Younts. Alongside me, Alex Frank. I got the blazer on, a little dress shirt, and then Alex has the Bengals rep going with the hat, the Burrow jersey. You'll see Burrow a lot in primetime. Hey, the car's honking behind us.
You can see this bracelet says "Rule the Jungle."
Rule the jungle, man.
Rule the jungle. I went backwards. Apparently, I got it's like this alternate broadcast that I pitched for the left-handed quarterback duel between the Dolphins and Falcons. They got 5 primetime games, Chase. The Dolphins and Falcons each got 5 primetime games.
They want as many left-handed matchups as they can get, and it's going to be fun to say the least. But, man, this is what we've been waiting for, all right, when it comes to the schedule. Exactly. It's what we've been waiting for. But obviously, once the season gets started, we're, a little over 110 days away from that. But man, I mean, you've seen the leaks all day. You guys are going to be seeing this tomorrow morning on Thursday, May the 15th. But I mean, if you're looking for what the schedule means and everything else with these games, you've showed up to the right place. So if you guys have showed up and you've watched this far in, which hasn't been a whole lot compared to what we're going to talk about, like, subscribe, comment, share, tell a friend to tell a friend to tell a stranger about the NFL schedule. This is perfect. I am
on the run, baby. Heard it from a friend, heard it from a friend, heard it from another. We're not messing around.
This is a game. It's a game of telephone, but guess what? It's a cell phone, not a landline. Let's get into this damn thing, all right? So,
you remember when they used to show in the old Sunday Night Football intro, the credits with, like, produced by Fred Godelli, directed by Drew Esikoff, technical director Jeff Butler on the old Sprint phone?
Oh, I remember. Trust me, I remember. And you know what? Look at the name of the podcast and look at what's on the screen. There you go.
What an intro. What a transition. I mean, we just did a promo for our Sunday Night Football Eras Tour coming up. And now, wait, is this the 20th season schedule for Sunday Night Football, Chase?
I believe it is. And what a way to kick things off, obviously, like we've mentioned, with Cowboys-Eagles. But, I mean, we can take this by rows. I'll take the first row. You take the second row, and as we go. But just look at this. NFL kickoff, you've got Cowboys-Eagles, one of the bloodiest rivalries ever in football. And then week 1, just a couple days after, we've got the last 2 MVPs going at it in Orchard Park. We've got Baltimore and Buffalo week 1 Sunday Night Football. Then we get a little bit of a narrative twist going on. Michael Penix Jr. and J.J. McCarthy in a 2023-2024 national championship rematch of a duel on SNF. This is going to be a really fun one. And then Patrick Mahomes travels into Gotham City against the New York Giants, the Big Blue, and he's going to go up against the very tough pass rush of the New York Giants. They've got a tough draw of a schedule to stay in their first 5 or 6 weeks of the season, and the Kansas City Chiefs are they're anything but a slouch. And then week 4, an all-American, old-fashioned, a John Madden matchup between the Green Bay Packers and the Dallas Cowboys on September the 28th. Alex, take the second row from me.
Well, I don't know how I'm supposed to follow that up. I mean, that's a dynamite first row there, but okay. Week 5, we talked about this as a potential Sunday night game throughout the offseason. The Patriots and the Bills in Buffalo. This is the measuring stick game for the Patriots, Chase. It used to be that way for the Bills, but now Drake May going into year 2 against the reigning MVP and Josh Allen. The Bills looking for their 6th consecutive AFC East title, 6 straight division titles for the Buffalo Bills. Speaking of 6, how good is this week 6 Sunday Night Football matchup? I mean,
beautiful.
We mocked some, like we talked about maybe this will be like a throwaway game, or like, I shouldn't say throwaway, like a random game, Bengals Giants. Oh, no, sir. Lions Chiefs is anything but that. Lions Chiefs. Remember the last time they played on Sunday Night Football on NBC? The Lions announcing themselves on the national stage, and everything has gone right for them. I know the playoffs haven't been too kind to them, but hey, they've immersed themselves as one of the best teams in the NFL. Week 7, we've got 2 shades of red by the Bay, the Falcons and the 49ers. We want to talk about a great match there. Michael Penix Jr. going back to the West Coast. And let's see what the 49ers are, Chase. We thought that they could be in Sunday Night Football Week 7. Okay, this is that midway point of the season almost. Week 8, ooh, this is so good. Packers and Steelers in Pittsburgh. Two of the NFL's landmark franchises. And then week 9, and a cross-country matchup between the Seattle Seahawks against the Washington Commanders. So we get Sam Darnold going to the East Coast, Jaden Daniels facing Sam Darnold. That is such a good matchup, honestly. Man, how do you follow that one up, Chase?
Well, you went from a West Coast team traveling east. Let's go with an East Coast team traveling west. A matchup in where Al Michaels called 6 of the 11 matchups between the Steelers and the Chargers. It's on NBC. Al's not calling it. You got the great Mike Tirico and Chris Collins, of course, but we've got Steelers Chargers for you on week 10. And then week 11, Detroit's got 2 ridiculously tough road SNF games, and it's a heavyweight fight of a matchup that we could have saw in the NFC Championship last year at Ford Field. We've got Lions and Eagles ready to duke it out in mid-November. This is going to be fun. And then week 12, the game that we thought was going to be Thanksgiving night was actually moved up, not a week, but 4 days or so. And you've got Bucks at Rams, Baker Mayfield in the national spotlight against Matthew Stafford, 2 old-fashioned gunslingers. No, Baker Mayfield's not over 30 yet, but he is an old-fashioned gunslinger to say the least. It's going to be a really fun one to watch. Thanksgiving night. Okay. We have really pushed for the narrative of Bengals Ravens to be a home night game for Cincinnati. It didn't happen. But for the first time in 15 years, the Cincinnati Bengals will be playing on Thanksgiving, and it'll be Burrow, Lamar, the first matchup for these two in 2025. It'll be that 8:20 game on Thanksgiving night from Baltimore. And then that same weekend, you've got 2 second-year quarterbacks who led their team to the playoffs, and Bo Nix and Jaden Daniels. And they duel on Sunday Night Football, Broncos Commanders. How do we transition from that? Let's go to Mid-America, Alex.
Let's go to Mid-America indeed. This was a matchup, Saturday at 1 o'clock on NBC last year. It's getting an upgrade, baby, to Sunday Night Football. The Texans and the Chiefs. Don't sleep on the Texans. And by the way, the Kansas City Chiefs, Chase, 7 primetime games this season. The first time we've seen that in NFL history. Week 15, we've got the Vikings and the Cowboys down in the Lone Star State. Ooh, that's a good matchup there. Minnesota with J.J. McCarthy going into Jerry World to battle Dak Prescott. Week 16, oh yeah. You like Miami in December? Oh, I tell you, I like it too. And I may be at this game. But I'm getting so excited. I'm hacking. Bengals and Dolphins in Miami. Burrow versus Tua. Maybe it'll be a full game between the 2 quarterbacks this time. And then week 17, we don't know yet. We don't know the Peacock exclusive game, Chase. We don't know it yet. Okay, we've got 5 options. Okay,
the flex Peacock game. What's happening?
Wait, this is the 20th season. We got to go all out here. Okay,
yeah.
Now, should we run through the 5 options real quick for the games?
We definitely can. They're all TBD.
Okay. All right, so we've got. This is an interesting one. Seahawks and Panthers. That's an interesting one.
Yeah.
Okay. We've got the Texans and the Chargers, which I wouldn't be shocked if that's what it is.
It's a good one.
We've got the Cardinals and the Bengals.
Yeah.
It could be that. They played on Sunday Night Football before, Chase.
They did.
In Arizona. Okay, so we've got the Ravens and the Packers.
Oh, my God.
Lamar's first trip to Lambeau. And then we've got the Geno Smith Bowl, the Giants and the Raiders.
Oh.
Okay, so one of those 5 is going to be it. And then week 17, Sunday Night Football. This is kind of one of those games that could stay. I wouldn't be shocked if it did. I wouldn't be shocked if it didn't. It's a good matchup, Bears 49ers. This used to be a smash mouth football game in the 80s. Now we're bringing it back. So that's the last scheduled Sunday night game. But Chase, Commanders Eagles is in week 18. Are you willing to put down a good amount of money that's going to be the Sunday Night Football winner take all week 18?
I'm not a betting man, but after seeing I'd say two matchups plus their huge NFC Championship game leading up, I would put some money down on that and stick it in a shoebox for a bit.
By the way, Al Michaels lives in Los Angeles. Could Mike and Chris have Al in the booth during the game between the Steelers and Chargers?
Just to make the streak go alive.
Wow.
They rotate drives.
And Chase, can you believe the Bengals are going to wear John Madden's patch on their jerseys on Thanksgiving?
I used to pray for times like this. You know, it's wow. I mean, don't get me wrong. Am I mad that we're not playing a home night game against the Ravens? Yes, but we're playing on Thanksgiving, man. It's turkey football. This is awesome.
Yes, like
NBC, man.
Mahomes and Jackson are all playing on Thanksgiving. Like, this is what you want.
Dude, I just got to say this. I don't have the graphic up for the Thanksgiving schedule. Oh, my God. This might be the greatest Thanksgiving slate of all time.
Are you kidding me?
I think it is.
Why don't you run through it for us, Chase? What do we got?
Dude, we've got an all-American 1 o'clock p.m. matchup between the Green Bay Packers and the Detroit Lions. I mean, a matchup that always serves well. It does. It's Jordan Love and I almost said Matthew Stafford. Jordan Love and Jared Goff going at it. And that was when the Packers had their turning point in 2023. They started to get things going after they beat Detroit, and they went on a run all the way to the divisional round. This is going to be a big matchup for them. And then Chiefs-Cowboys.
How good is that?
You can't pass the opportunity up when you get the chance to have Patrick Mahomes in a standalone against the Dallas Cowboys on Turkey Day. You can't pass it up. And then you had two of the best games from last year and their divisional rivals. It's Joe Burrow, Lamar Jackson, Bengals, Ravens, Thanksgiving night on NBC. You can't get much better than that. And, and I'll say this. So Tirico used to, sometimes call the game on that night with Rodney Harrison, Jason Garrett, Tony Dungy. I think Chris Collinsworth has to be there. Collinsworth's going to be there.
It's his Bengals.
It's his Bengals, man. And it's that big of a matchup. It's going to be Mike and Chris that game, if I had to take a shot in the dark.
I mean, are you kidding me? The fact that in the month of November, I mean, look at this stretch. Excuse me. The whole month of November.
Wow.
Sunday Night Football. Excuse me. Heisman Trophy winner Jaden Daniels on there twice. Joe Burrow, Lamar Jackson, Baker Mayfield, all of them won Heisman trophies. I mean, and then Buccaneers, Rams, a battle of two number one overall picks. Bengals and Ravens, a battle of Heisman Trophy winners. Broncos, Commanders, second-year quarterbacks. I mean, what in the world?
They went all out for the 20th season of SNF, and if that's how Gordon Ramsay cooks things up in the kitchen, maybe he was the one that threw in some extra spices in this schedule, because wow, that was incredible.
And going back earlier in the schedule, Ravens Bills
to start off.
I mean, the season premiere of Sunday Night Football in Buffalo.
And it's going to be new era field. It's going to be the last time for them this season. So I mean, that's a great way to start things off. I mean, you have the last two MVPs going at it. This is going to be a great battle. And my eyes jump obviously to week 6 with that that Lions and Chiefs game, but the Patriots getting that week 5 national attention with Mike Vrabel and Drake May. That's going to be really interesting to see how that plays out. And another thing is that Chiefs-Giants game. Russell Wilson, the early on Giants, they've got a tough schedule to start. If they could somehow squeak out a game against the Cowboys or maybe get lucky against the Commanders and come in at 1-1, this could get interesting, especially with that Giants pass rush and the Chiefs offensive line not being that great in the Super Bowl and Joe Thuney leaving. I don't know. Mahomes could be running for his life that game.
Malik Neighbors versus Trent McDuffie. That's a matchup to watch right there. And last year we got the Chiefs and the Falcons on Sunday Night Football week 3. New quarterback versus Mahomes. We're getting at it again this year.
We are. This is going to be a great schedule.
But Packers Cowboys, the last Sunday of September in the Lone Star State. I mean, that's just that's going to be like watching an old Western.
Oh, man.
Old Western hoedown. I mean, whoo.
It really is, man. I mean, darn tootin', it's going to be crazy. But I want to move forward, all right? And then we can
All right.
obviously come back to this when we need to. But we've got Monday Night Football as well,
Look at
all
this.
right? So,
And now wait a second here.
yeah.
I mean, okay, they don't list the times on here.
They
But
don't.
did I hear correctly that Chargers and Raiders is going to be, wait for it, 10 Eastern?
What in the TNT is this? I mean, what in the world? Like, I had to go back and look and see if this was all correct. And it is. Look, so you start off with Vikings Bears. That's going to be a very good one.
That.
Ben Johnson, first game at home on Monday night against a familiar opponent. And then your week 2 game is going to be Bucks and Texans, a 7:00 p.m. kickoff on September 15th. But then, like you mentioned, 10 p.m. for Chargers Raiders on ESPN too. So I will say it's on ESPN. But wow. I mean, that is something. And then you've got Lions Ravens. I mean, damn, that's a great one. And then you've got Jets Dolphins, a 7:15 on ESPN, and then you got the ABC exclusive Bengals Broncos. They did not wait long to put this one early season, and there's September for you. Let's see what October is.
So we got in October. Chase, I still thought I was trying to get this matchup on my Monday Night Football mock schedule, and I think at one point I did. But the Chiefs and the Jaguars, Travis Hunter against the Chiefs. There's a serious frog in my throat there. That's going to be fun to watch. You know, there was a time when the Jaguars were beating every team in the NFL, it seemed like, but the Chiefs. And the Jaguars, look, I mean, you can question their hired head coach. You can question their roster. There's some good pieces there. There are some good pieces there. All right, so week 6, we got a doubleheader. Bills-Falcons. That's interesting.
Mm-hmm.
By the way, Atlanta was the last place Buffalo played a Super Bowl in, so maybe that has something to do with it. And then, you know, we're going to basically reset the Chicago Bears because it was in October last year when they went to Washington and their whole season, you know, went down became a dumpster fire. So Bears Commanders, the rematch on Monday Night Football in our nation's capital. And then, my goodness, week 7, Buccaneers and Lions. It's about darn time this matchup gets on the primetime stage in the regular season. And then 10 o'clock on ESPN Plus. This is new. This is innovative. The Texans and the Seahawks. Okay, that's interesting. And then we've got the Commanders again. We've got them against the Chiefs on Monday Night Football. So Jaden Daniels' first game against Mahomes going to be on Monday Night Football on the last Monday of October. Ooh, that's a great time for it. Chase, what's November looking like? We got some juicy matchups, it looks like.
Juicy ones to say the least. And by the way, that Bucks-Lions game, 7:00 kickoff, simulcast, ABC and ESPN. Wow. All right, so let's look at November. We've got Cardinals, Cowboys. That was a Monday Night Football game 5 years ago, week 6 of 2020. And we've got that renewed matchup. We're going to see Kyler Murray and the Cardinals and Marvin Harrison Jr. as well taking on Dallas. And then you've got week 10, a great matchup at Lambeau Field between the Philadelphia Eagles and the Green Bay Packers, a matchup that was released earlier than the other games, one of the 20 or so matchups that are on this ESPN schedule. And then we go to week 11. We've got the Dallas Cowboys, a game of brands. I said this one to possibly be a Sunday Night Football game, but Monday night will suffice. You've got the Cowboys. You've got the Raiders. You got Jerry Jones. You got Mark Davis, Tom Brady. This is going to be really fun. Again, I mean, it's going to be great. I cannot wait for these two brands to go at it, especially on Monday Night Football. And then another mock SNF game that I had that I was like, you know what? Maybe we'll throw it in there. Why not? It got on Monday night, though. So you got Panthers and Niners. This should be a fun one out in the Bay between Bryce Young and Brock Purdy. So I'm excited for that. Let's roll to December, Alex. What do we got here? A two-time Super Bowl championship rematch?
Yeah, I was going to say, if you're a fan of NFL history and you know you need to be a fan of NFL history to understand the significance of this matchup, Giants and Patriots play two of the all-time great Super Bowl classics, and Joe Buck and Troy Aikman called one of those games. I think we know which one they called, too. Yeah. All right, and then week 14. I think you had this in your mock schedule.
I had it almost perfectly, but on Sunday night.
You did. By the way, when we look at our mock schedules, I was going through my mock schedules today. I was bizarrely accurate on some of these, okay?
Dude, I got like 4 of these on the Monday night schedule that I had on my Sunday night schedule. So,
yeah,
it's whatever.
I had Panthers 49ers on Monday Night Football week 5. So this shows you that, I mean, look, we understand what goes into this. So, but week 14, we got the Eagles and the Chargers. Jim Harbaugh coaching against the defending Super Bowl champions. Week 15, again, if you love NFL history, and this is going to be your classic warm weather team against a cold weather team,
Yeah.
Dolphins, Steelers, and Pittsburgh. And then week 16. This is a very interesting matchup.
Yeah.
This is like I don't even know how to describe this. The 49ers and the Colts.
Yeah.
Like, what in the world is this?
I might want to go to that game. It's right up the road 74. I might want to go. Like, this is
honestly, I might want to as well.
Such
like if Corey Kiner makes the 49ers, you could go see him.
Yeah, literally, this is such an interesting matchup to say the least. Wow. I don't have nothing else to say.
Look at this week 17 game. Look at this week 17 game, Chase. Matthew Stafford's going home.
Did we not speak this into existence for primetime?
I feel like we did. I think it was your marketing pitch. I mean, In-N-Out Burger versus Chick-fil-A on the Monday after Christmas, and
yeah.
By the way, I said LA and Atlanta on a holiday. Well, I got on the Monday after Christmas.
That's pretty much anything after the 25th between like the 23rd and January the 2nd is a holiday at this point. That's what it feels like.
We got that doubleheader on January 3rd. You could see the Bengals and Browns. You never know.
You could see that. You could see Steelers, Ravens. You could see a lot of different matchups there. Excited.
Another LAFC North.
You know, and I'll look at one or two matchups that pop out to me on the schedule. Like we just mentioned, that Niners Colts game is just so odd, but it's unique. Like it is a very intriguing matchup to say the least. But the game that I want to look at, I think the best game on the schedule is Commanders Chiefs.
That's totally.
That's just beautiful. That's a beautiful matchup right there. Especially right before Halloween. It's that last weekend in October. I don't think it gets much better than that.
Oh, I mean yeah. And then you talk about the Chiefs. Then you want to tell the audience where they go after this game, Chase?
Well, they do take a trip to Buffalo, so we'll look at that here in a little bit. This is going to be fun. We're going to do our due diligence.
I'll go straight to that Lions-Ravens game. That's a heavyweight. That's a heavyweight fight. In Baltimore in September. Don't be surprised if the Ravens go all black for that game. And the Lions in their road white. Ooh, that's going to be just, you got the Lion versus the Raven. Even Edgar Allan Poe would like this matchup.
Yeah.
He would be all in on this. And then Vikings-Bears. Like, I think when I first saw that earlier today, I was like, really? But now I'm like, okay, NFC North, Ben Johnson's debut against, this surprise team from 2024.
Yeah.
And, Monday Night Football going to Chicago. Like, I think this is a matchup I got to get behind.
I think so. It's going to be a really good one. And then the one that we definitely can get behind, which is going to bring back some memories. The Bengals are going to the Mile High for the first time on Monday Night Football in 10 years. It's early season, though, which is not normal for the Bengals. Last time they went and played a September game in Denver was back on September 18th of 2011. Two top 4 picks, and A.J. Green and Von Miller played in that game. Broncos won 24-22.
That's a poll. That's a poll from the archives of history.
My mind's an interesting place is all out. But I think
it's a very interesting place. That's why we mesh so well together on this show.
Definitely. But you know what? I think we need to go to Thursday Night Football because we've got some interesting matchups on there as well.
Oh, my goodness. Yes, we do. Look at this. Thursday Night Football on Prime Video. Like, you want to talk about a partnership that has aged like fine wine since the inception back in 2022. We didn't really know how this was going to work, like a full season's worth package of primetime games on a streaming service. Look at how many people that are subscribing to Prime Video.
This is going to be the 4th year of the NFL on Prime. This is crazy. Time flies so quick, and I'm going to fly through this first half of the schedule real quick. So September 11th, obviously, that's a big time day and everything else as we will not forget. But that's 24 years to that day. But we thought that it would be a New York game, and that wasn't the case. But this is a big time matchup right here, guys. It's Washington and Green Bay. It says Washington's playing against the Giants in week 1, and then the Packers are playing against the Lions week 1, and then a short week. You've got Jaden Daniels versus Jordan Love on Thursday Night Football. absolutely baller matchup to start. Now you've got Dolphins, Bills, week 3, a matchup we saw in week 2 in Miami. It's week 3 in Buffalo now. Week 4, you've got Seahawks, Cardinals. I love the West Coast, and they love the West Coast as well, as they're going to go week 5, and it's going to be a night game. It's going to be a night game and a home game for the Rams against the 49ers. So that's a beautiful matchup, to say the least. And then down to week 6, you've got Eagles at Giants. And in MetLife, Saquon Barkley is going back to the Meadowlands. Obviously, he did last year, but this time it's at night. So
and you know what else he has this time, Chase?
He's got one of those, a ring. So that's going to be really fun to see. And then week 7, a home primetime divisional game for the Bengals.
Give it to me.
Well, you got it. Steelers, Bengals. This is
get at the apartment, baby. That I'm
there
moving into coming up.
There we go. The one and only home primetime game the Bengals have this season is against the Pittsburgh Steelers. It's going to be a hatred one. We can't wait for it. And then week 8, you've got the Vikings and the Chargers. You've got J.J. McCarthy going to play it against Jim Harbaugh. It's going to be a fun matchup out there on October 23rd. And then week 9, you've got the Ravens and the Dolphins. The last time these two teams played on Thursday Night Football, Lamar Jackson was blitzed like 45 times, and the Dolphins somehow upset the Baltimore Ravens. They play the day before Halloween. Alex, take it away into this month of November.
Well, can I just say, with the Niners and Rams, like it's wild to think the Bengals are playing in Baltimore on primetime for a 4th straight year. The Rams did it at San Francisco for 4 straight years.
I guess,
and like they've played 7 straight primetime games in San Francisco, so it's not uncommon.
I guess not.
Okay, and then Eagles Giants. Like, doesn't the NFL seem better when the Giants are good? Like, when this rivalry is in primetime, when the Giants, they're playing smash mouth football. It doesn't matter who they're playing. Like, that's when the NFL is better. And then that Commanders Packers game.
Yeah.
I was thinking about this earlier today. The Packers, in a span of 5 days, play Detroit and Washington at home. And that's a quarter of their home games. If they start 0-2, and I'm not ruling it out, if they start 0-2, they are facing an extreme amount of adversity.
Big time.
Right out of the gate. Okay. So we go to week 10. I had this as week 6 in my mock schedule on Thursday Night Football. It's going to be week 10. It's okay. Raiders, Broncos. You got to love that rivalry. Week 11, we've got the Jets and the Patriots. The day after my 27th birthday. That is a very interesting matchup. We saw it last year on Thursday Night Football. But, hey, the Patriots are much improved. Bills, Texans, week 12. That's a fantastic matchup right there.
Oh, beautiful game.
I had this as week 2 of my mock schedule for TNF last year. I had it in week 10 this year. Black Friday, Bears and Eagles. An NFC matchup on Black Friday for the first time. A non-divisional matchup for the first time on Black Friday. I'll take it. I am all over this matchup. The Cowboys and the Lions. Both of the teams traditionally that play on Thanksgiving. Finally, the NFL gets a chance to put this on Thursday Night Football the week after Thanksgiving. You ready for this? You ready to hear something that's going to sound criminal potentially?
Oh, boy.
Both the Cowboys and the Lions are going to play on Thursday 3 times in a 5-week span.
And the Cowboys play 4 times on Thursday this season.
That is asinine.
The NFL has new ways of doing things, man.
They just anything they can do. Oh, we can do that? All right, we'll do it.
Yeah,
okay, week 15, we got Falcons, Buccaneers. I love that matchup late in the season. I mean, that's going to be a tight division race in Tampa Bay. Rams, Seahawks. Yeah, Rams, Seahawks, week 16, Cooper Kupp against his former team. You got the NFC West. You have 3 matchups within the NFC West. I'll take that. That's going to be a hyper-competitive division. And then Christmas night. I mean, Denver, Kansas City. I had that literally the other way around in my mock schedule. So, this is a terrific matchup to, when you're drinking your eggnog by the fireplace, or if you're drinking your eggnog on the beach, wherever you are for Christmas, you can watch this AFC West rivalry that, was really big in the 90s. It may be making a comeback this year. I mean, this schedule, like Thursday Night Football, Chase, it used to be where a team would play its only primetime game. Not so much anymore. I mean, Commanders-Packers on Thursday Night Football, this is what it's come to.
It has. And I'd say my favorite game off this schedule is the fact that they're giving Cowboys Lions that chance. I'm excited. It's going to be fun to see Dak and the boys go up into Motown at night and play some football week after Thanksgiving. I can't wait for that game.
By the way, the last time the Bengals hosted Pittsburgh Week 7 at home, do you remember when that game was played?
You said a Week 7 home game?
A Week 7 home game against Pittsburgh.
Oh, I think I might have been at that game.
Ooh. And do you remember who called that game?
Was it 2012?
It was 2012. I actually stayed at the Steelers team hotel the Friday before they got in.
It happens to be an Al Michaels and Chris Collinsworth game, but Kirk Herbstreit will suffice. In this one,
we'll very suffice. I mean, this is right up his alley.
This is right there. He's right there. There we go.
Yeah. And Will Howard could be playing in that game.
A lot of Buckeye fans will make that travel. A lot of Buckeye fans are Bengals fans and Steelers fans.
That's going to be a raucous atmosphere.
Oh, boy.
And being right downtown for that game, that's going to be just, whew. Okay. All right. Where are we? Chase, where are you steering this? Where are you steering this show to now?
We're steering this to what I like to call the newest big window of primetime, but it's at 425. This 425 window has really exploded.
Oh, man.
To say the least. Let's see. We're going to go CBS.
Look at that Week 1 game. I put this in my wish list. I wanted the Lions and Packers to play a featured game on both CBS and Fox. We got it.
It happened. Santa delivered. Santa
delivers.
He delivered early. So look, let's just go down in these columns, I guess. I mean, you've got Detroit, Green Bay. That's beautiful game to start off the season. Week 1, 425 CBS. You got Nance and Romo. Beautiful stuff. Let's see the next one, Alex. What do we got here?
So we go to Week 4, so we don't have a doubleheader until Week 4. But this game is early in the season, but it's not too early. Ravens and Chiefs. I mean, you're going to have both teams coming off primetime games. The Ravens are going to be on a short week going to Kansas City after playing the Lions. I mean, there is no rest for the weary for any team in the NFL.
Not one bit. And then you roll over to Week 6. A matchup that the last time they played at Lambeau Field was a Week 3, 4 o'clock game. They doubled it weeks from now to Week 6. And there you go. It's Bengals-Packers. It's Burrow versus Jordan Love. It's going to be a beautiful mid-October picture as the sun is just slightly setting behind that 3:25 Central Time Zone looking setting. It's going to be beautiful to see that Bengals-Packers matchup. And then there's a great matchup that's in the Rocky Mountains, Alex.
I was going to say that for that Bengals-Packers game, the last 3 times now, Week 2 and 09, Week 3 and 17, 2 times 3, Chase, equals
6. There you go.
How about that for a math equation?
Wow. I love that.
By the way, this is the 66th season of the NFL on CBS. So, okay, Week 8. Well, this is a good matchup. Cowboys and Broncos in the Mile High in October. The Cowboys making their first trip to Denver since 2017. You're going to have the Rocky Mountains back in the 425 spotlight. That's a fantastic matchup there. Dak Prescott versus Bo Nix. Prescott's going to be in his 10th season. Can you believe that?
Damn it. Don't remind me.
Okay.
Remind me. And then you've got, I mean, it's the center of it all for a reason.
Halloween weekend in Buffalo.
We've got, it's Chiefs Bills. For the ones that are just listening, it's Chiefs Bills. That's
in Week 9.
That's the game. It's the midpoint of the season. That's the game.
When the heavyweights collide in Week 9. I mean,
the Titans, no Tennessee, will be playing.
Whew. Okay. Man. Then we move to Week 11. We've got the Chiefs and the Broncos. a divisional rivalry, the first meeting of the regular season. I'm not going to rule it out that Denver can beat them. They should have swept Kansas City last year, Chase.
They definitely should have. And they get the chance to start things off right in week 11.
Now,
and
look
then
at this week 13 game.
A game I wanted on SNF, but not hating it. It's Thanksgiving weekend. It's Buffalo and Pittsburgh. It is two cities that are hard at work, blue-collar ethic. And you've got some blue-collar quarterbacks that are going to be playing this. Could Aaron Rodgers be the quarterback in this game? We don't know. I've seen a lot of stuff about that. But again, it might be Will Howard versus Josh Allen, a national champion versus a reigning MVP. Sign me up for it. And then we see Denver again.
This is an unbelievable matchup. And late in the season, I mean, two dark horse, no pun intended, Super Bowl contenders, Packers and Broncos. Mid-December, it could be snowing. It could also be 60 degrees. You never know.
Yeah.
But like the Packers and their fans going out to the Rocky Mountains with the sun setting, and you're going to have just the mile-high altitude. Oh, I mean, the NFL is better when these two teams are playing a marquee matchup as they are. But Chase, look at this Week 16 game. They could have put this game anywhere, and they did not stuff it in the 1 o'clock window. What do we got?
This is great. This is incredible. Right before you've got the Steelers taking on the Lions at 4:25 on CBS, and then right after is Bengals and Dolphins on SNF. But the look at this matchup though, you had in 2017 this was an SNF game, and the Steelers won 20-15. And I mean, what a matchup this could be. This is going to be playoff implications for both teams in their respective divisions. North on North crime. You gotta love it. You gotta love it. AFC North, NFC North. This is the year for it. This is beautiful football. I'm excited to see what we've got here. And then something with the breakdown. Look at the three teams that are going to play three feature 4 o'clock games on this slate: Chiefs, Packers, and Broncos.
That's interesting. The Chiefs we could expect.
Yeah.
But then you have an NFC team that's going to play an NFC game on CBS, an all NFC game, and then an NFC at AFC on CBS, and then the Broncos. All three at home in Denver. Like you mentioned earlier, Chase.
Wow.
When you have the Mountain Time Zone being a factor on the TV schedule, this is what Bo Nix has really brought back that franchise, and the NFL is better for it.
It definitely is.
Again, we talked about this in January. People said, "Oh, without Joe Burrow in the playoffs, it's gonna be boring." We said, "No. Bo Nix is good. Like Bo Nix being in the playoffs was a good thing. He's a good quarterback."
The Bengals would have given Buffalo a way better game. I don't think we can doubt that. But it is a lot better when the Broncos are good, and Bo Nix and Sean Payton have brought this team back.
That's the thing. It's like Sean Payton's done it again.
He has. Miraculous. And you know what else is miraculous? This 425 scheduled for Fox. Oh, my gosh.
Wow. Look at this.
I mean.
Where do we start?
Well, let's start with the biggest game from last year is the first game on America's Game of the Week slate this year. It's Eagles Chiefs week 2. I mean, enough said. It's just, yeah.
I think this is the first time that a Super Bowl rematch the following season is being played on the same network that the Super Bowl was on the previous February.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know what Fox did to obtain this one. I don't know if it was crying, begging, money. Well, money. But, wow, this is impressive.
In between Tom Brady, Patrick Mahomes, and Jalen Hurts, there's going to be 11 Super Bowl rings combined in that stadium between quarterbacks.
Yeah,
that's impressive.
That's a distribution right there. And then
now, oh my goodness, Chase, look at this week 3 game. The Cowboys at the Bears.
Wow. It is fun to see when there's a 425 game in Chicago. And I really hope that for some reason the Cowboys wear their blue uniforms and the Bears are wearing their white. or their throwback.
Either way, the color scheme is going to look really good because you're going to have the Cowboys in their white and their their blue and whatever color pants those are. The Bears in their dark blue jerseys and their white pants, or as you said, the other way around. That's really good. Chase, do you see what I am seeing in Week 5? Are we going to get Tom Brady in Cincinnati?
Well, it looks as though we're seeing a lot of dollar bills on that one as I check SeatGeek, and my eyeballs almost jumped out from my socket. Oh, well, looks like once I get some more work going, I'll be buying those damn tickets. But we've got Lions and Bengals Week 5, October 5th.
Or you just call Kevin Burkhardt and be like, "Hey, can I job shadow you, or do you need like a spotter or something?"
To be continued. But Lions, Bengals, Week 5, October 5th. My brother and I. This is. I mean, if it would have been Sunday Night Football, I think it would have been just like, pinch me, this isn't real, and the pinch would not feel real. But I mean, this is going to be a game where me and him are watching it together, whether it be at the stadium, whether it be somewhere else. I don't know. I'm beyond stoked for this matchup. This is something beyond dreaming could do. This is
perhaps Fox will take their show on the road.
They should. And this is, I mean, the picture of this, of regardless of what each team wears, it's still orange and black versus the silver and blue. It's going to be the sun setting. This picture is going to be so unbelievable. I can't get over it.
I mean, it's the two darlings of America, right? Two teams that both went from laughingstock to legitimate contenders. And then you have one team that that lived up to expectations last year. The other didn't. Now, if the Bengals start off the way I think they better start off and should, something like 3-1 or 4-0, this is a big matchup.
Yeah, whatever way you slice, it's a big one.
Okay, now Week 7. Week 7, we got the Commanders and the Cowboys, bringing back the old rivalry. I mean, this is Smash Mouth. This is pride. This is America's capital versus America's team, America's game of the week. I mean, say no more, Chase.
This is a beautiful one, man. I'm excited to see this matchup get restored on Fox. This is going to be great. A game where Joe Buck and Troy Aikman called it for so many years. And now you get Kevin Burkhardt and Tom Brady going forward and the whole crew getting after. This is going to be fun down there in AT&T Stadium. And then Week 10, you get the divisional round rematch. Detroit on the road against the Washington Commanders. Detroit's going to play a lot of big road games this year, to say the least, and they're going to be a lot in that national window. But it's that rematch. Jaden Daniel gets to see the Detroit defense once again. How will Detroit respond with with an offensive and defensive coordinator that are new? And then you've got Washington, the team with 8 standalone games this season, and you've got a big one Week 10. It's going to be huge. Can't wait.
It's a big one, and then you think about it's right in the middle of the season. I mean, the Lions have big road games. They have big home games. I mean, they're 2-time reigning division champions. Now, Week 12, this is classic. I thought this game was going to be in the middle of the season. I said Week 10 or Week 9. It's Week 12, right before Thanksgiving. Eagles, Cowboys, say no more. I mean, look, you can be tired of it being on your TV every year, whatever you want to say about it. Fine. Don't watch it. 25+ million people will.
Exactly. And then the Week 13 Thanksgiving game we talked about with that Packers-Lions game. But I
hold on.
I legitimately
on Fox.
I legitimately screamed when I saw that it was on Fox. I'm like, huh? What?
This is the 4th straight game, really 3, but I mean, it's the 4th different schedule matchup between these two teams on the 4th different network.
The carousel of network.
Bengals and Bills.
Wow.
But then Chase, I shouldn't say that. I mean, we got to talk about this. Chase, I want the full Buffalo effect for this game.
It's December 7th. Anything can happen in Buffalo, honestly, any time past October. But
I'm like sweating right now. This is so fun.
I mean, this is, whew. I mean, again, it's hard to picture that last time they played each other in Buffalo with the weather that happened and the pictures that we got from it and the result we had as Bengals fans. But I mean, this is cinematic, man. This is cinematic. There's no other way to put it up. I mean,
what is it? If this could get any better?
I don't.
Do you want to go to next week? Oh, look what we have. We here.
Pretty good. It's pretty good. Week 15.
You want to explain to the viewers because you said NBC owned this game.
Well, I did say NBC owned this game, but apparently Chase doesn't know as much as he thought. So Fox is like, hey, we'll take this one off your hands and we'll put this in the later window of the season. We'll go Lions and Rams, a little getting Freaky Friday on a Sunday with Matt Stafford and Jared Goff. Should be a fun picture.
Okay. I go to week 17. If this is the last regular season game at Highmark Stadium, and by the way, there's no other Fox game scheduled at this time.
Yeah.
Eagles and Bills. I mean, like,
the world's going to explode.
I mean, like Fox has 2 games in Buffalo in December.
Hey, Tom's been there before in December. This is
he has.
Him in a suit. Him in a suit.
Now, week 18, and this is the
interesting one.
The 12th doubleheader that we have on Fox. Is that right? 12? I counted 12 when I was going through these schedules. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay, maybe. Oh, wait. I think we forgot something, Chase.
What do we forget?
Well, week 18, we got Cowboys, Giants. Isn't there a Saturday doubleheader before Christmas?
They did not put that on there. You're right.
Now, here's what's interesting. Now, here's what's interesting, Chase, about this, okay? Here's what's interesting. Okay? So, if we go to the NFL schedule, I was looking at this on the Fox press release. So, when we go to week 16, the matchups currently, we've got the Packers and Bears and the Eagles and Commanders. But I read today that both of them are listed as 4:30 or 8 o'clock. This is not what we thought.
Well, it's Fox taking over a night. Oh, competition's going to be. Competition breeds success. So,
which do you choose?
One, which do you choose? But two, you're in competition with the Saturday night college football playoff game now.
What is it? Like, what do you do if you're Fox? Like, which game do you want competing with ESPN and ABC at 8 o'clock?
I think you're going Eagles Commanders.
I think
that's the one. But again, obviously we'll see how stuff plays out. That's the big thing. When it's 4:30 or 8. But I think that's the game that you go
once
with.
Again, Fox featured with America's Game of the Week the last 7 weeks of the regular season.
That's insane. That is insane.
They just know what they're doing.
Oh my God!
Wait. Speaking of which, don't we have games on Christmas this year?
We do have games on Christmas, and it's all divisional matchups. So we've got what do we got? Cowboys at Commanders.
Oh my gosh!
At 1 o'clock, and then you've got Lions at Vikings 4:30. Both games can be found exclusively on Netflix, and then you've got your matchup that we talked about, your wish list. It's there, just in a different city. Denver and Kansas City at 8:20 or 8:15.
I want the snow. I want a lineman throwing a touchdown like the last time these two teams played on Christmas on Sunday Night Football.
I want all of it, man. This is. I mean,
did we just hit everything that we could have possibly hit on?
Well, and then we also have a YouTube stream for a week 1 game in Sao Paulo. So that's your Chiefs and Chargers game will be a fun divisional one. But I think other than that, I think we've hit everything. We're gonna have, and trust me, guys, we're gonna have more stuff where we're talking about individual stuff, looking at the Bengals schedule in depth and everything else. But to cover everything possible on the primetime list and the big game list, I'd say we did a pretty good job on this. And if we did a good job on this, please like, subscribe, comment, tell a friend to tell a friend to tell a stranger, or play the game of telephone, all that stuff. Alex, any parting shots before we get on out of here?
I think we have a good friend of yours coming on the podcast here coming up. I believe Noah Eagle's going to join us.
Yeah, we're going to get that date nailed down here soon, and we'll get a chance to talk to him about some NFL scheduled stuff, a lot of stuff going on at NBC, his life in general, and have a great time talking to a good friend.
The Big Ten. You can't forget about the Big Ten. Speaking of which, there was another piece of scheduling news that dropped today, Chase.
What's that?
I believe it involves two basketball teams in Cincinnati.
Oh, yeah.
I believe it involves Chile.
Yeah, Friday night crosstown shootout's going to be fun, but, we've got time to worry about that one. That'll be fun. It'll be a week before I graduate, so that'll be a fun test. But, man, NFL scheduled release has happened. It's came, and it's certainly it's not gone, because there's still over 110 days before the actual games begin. So we have all the time in the world to talk things out. Any last words or parting shots before we get on out of here, Alex?
16 weeks from Thursday, as you hear this, is the opening night kickoff game in Philadelphia. The Sunday night football schedule is fantastic. All the schedules are fantastic. And when we do this during the regular season, we're just getting warmed up here.
Again, Alex Frank and Chase Younts, two guys boogie on out here as we wait all day for Sunday night. We'll see you guys.